on this, we're joined by David Patrikarakos, who is a journalist who reported from Ukraine during its split from Russia 4 years ago. He joins us now live from London. Many thanks for speaking to us on TRT World, David. So what is interesting here is Zakharchenko is not the first, really. He is the latest in a series of these separatist leaders who's been killed in the last few months and years. Some are blaming groups loyal to Kiev, while others are saying that Russia is behind this. Who do you think is responsible for Zakharchenko's death?
Well, I mean, it's actually quite interesting because I was there the day that they seized the buildings in Donetsk and in Luhansk, and I remember seeing him, and I actually remember thinking that he wouldn't last this long. I'm surprised he lasted this long. It's almost certainly infighting amongst separatists or Moscow bumping off separatist leaders with whom it's fallen out. It is highly unlikely that it's Ukraine doing this. Moscow sort of gains in two ways. One, by bumping off people that are inconvenient to it, and two, by blaming Ukraine, casting the blame onto them, and therefore putting political pressure on them via them. For example, saying, we're not prepared to make peace while Kiev is still, killing people. So it's separatist infighting, most likely sponsored by Russia.
When looking at Russia as a possibility, why, when Zakharchenko was really promoting their interest in terms of making this an independent state or promoting it as an independent state?
Well, he was a wild card, and he had his own, goals. They couldn't really quite control him, and look, there's all sorts of infighting going on, and look, you're never going to struggle to find someone to step into that position and promote your interests. It may well be that the next guy to promote your interests is even better. But he was wild. You have to understand that the relationship between separatist leaders and Moscow has not always been a good one. The major separatist leader who managed to still, stay alive, Igor Strelkov, the man that was sent from Russia to lead the initial invasion, ended up falling out massively with the Kremlin and abandoning Ukraine. So, relations are not always good between master and servant.
Clearly, there was a lot of love for Zakharchenko. People openly crying when they heard that he had died. Today is the funeral. What was it about him that made him what he was? Why did people believe in him so much? And what are the possibilities for his replacement?
Look, I mean, again, you have to question it. I remember, as I said, I was there the day that the separatists seized the central municipal building in Donetsk. And in a city of 1 million, there are about 200 people there. I mean, if you look at the Iranian Revolution, for example, millions of people came out into the streets. I mean, he was, I think, look, if you look at Donetsk as a city, then, there's a lot of pro-Russia sentiment. It's on the east. How much support there is for the separatists? I mean, a year later, I was there and people were like, look, we don't care anymore. We just want to be able to work. We just want to be able to go back to our jobs. He will have had support from, certain elements. In terms of his replacement, I mean, they would choose someone from within the existing power structure there. I mean, don't forget, he only became prime minister when his predecessor was killed. So they will probably find a deputy somewhere.
Okay, David, good to speak to you. David Patrikarakos, a journalist and author now living in London.